Oh, thank you, Oda. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what we were expecting last week. Was it last week? Or did we have a week break? I think it was 2 weeks ago we had chapter 1000. Chapter 1001 was what I think everyone was expecting from chapter 1000. It had the fight scenes, it had the side character moments. Zoro was just flexing in this chapter. Amazing. Okay, so what's actually happened in this chapter? So at the end of last chapter, we saw that Luffy punched Kaido in Gear 4. Was it Gear 4? No. I can't remember what attack he used specifically, but he punched Kaido, and Big Mom goes to Kaido, how have you let him attack you like that and actually damage you? And in my previous review, I said, earlier in Wano, when Luffy attacked Kaido, we thought that he did damage to Kaido because they had the full panel where they whited out Kaido's eyes and he was in his dragon form. You're like, oh, and the chapter ended and everyone's like, wow, Luffy has done damage to Kaido, oh my god. And then we all know what happened. Kaido, woke up, got a bit of a bang to the head, felt a bit hungover, got up, Thunderbagua, boop, straight to prison. Okay, Luffy, you're gonna be king of the pirates? Who do you think you are? So last chapter, when Luffy punched him, I said in my previous review that although it looks like Luffy has damaged Kaido, I'm not thoroughly convinced that he actually has. Beginning of this chapter, we got confirmation that, Ryuo is the real deal. It damaged Kaido, and Kaido was shocked. He goes, didn't I floor you in one shot like a couple weeks ago? How have you made this much progress so fast? Like, where are you? What is your ceiling? How are you this strong, and how strong are you going to get? And you see Kaido looking at Luffy, and in the background, he is envisioning Rocks, Whitebeard, Roger, Oden, and Shanks, which are the only... Well, I'm not sure if it was only, but he said there's only few people who are able to go toe-to-toe with me. And obviously those 5 people are amongst them. So he goes, far out, this guy. What's his ceiling? Like, is he going to become as strong as these individuals? He views them as a real threat now. So he gets back up, and just because the punch damaged him doesn't mean that he's incapacitated. He gets back up and he goes, all right, let's try this again. You ready, Straw Hat? Thunder Bagua! And he hits Luffy again, and Luffy goes flying. And Luffy thinks, but I was using Future Sight Haki, but it was too fast for me, I couldn't do it. But Kaido from the dialogue says, so you're not going to let the same attack hit you cleanly twice. That's admirable. So Luffy was fast enough to dodge it in such a way that he didn't get one shot like he did last time, but it still had an effect on him. And then after he was launched by Kaido, Big Mom came in to attack with Prometheus. And Luffy is already on the ground after being hit by Kaido and needs to get back up. And as he's getting back up and is getting attacked, he needs protection. So Zoro comes in, Foxfire Flame Ren, slices Prometheus in half. Luffy goes, isn't that Kinemon's move? And Zoro's like, yeah, I stole it. And Luffy's like, oh, fair enough. Okay, cool. And then after that, Kaido goes in to attack Luffy again. So Law has to use Shambles, bring him towards him, and take him out of danger so that he can recuperate and recover in time so that he can dodge attacks and not just be ping-pong back and forth between Kaido and Big Mom. And when Law brings him back towards him, he goes, as we remember from the last chapter, when Luffy walks past Kaido and Big Mom over to the scabbards and talks to Kinemon. And Kinemon's ashamed. He goes, I'm not going to be able to face Oden in the afterlife. I failed Wano. And he shouts out to Law. He goes, send them downstairs using shambles. So Law grabs Luffy by the scruff of his shirt and goes, I was going to do that anyway, alright? Who do you think you are bossing me around? Then Kid takes the piss out of him. And he goes, oh, you following Straw Hat now? And Law goes, of course not, what do you mean? And they have an ego contest between the three of them. And the ego contest becomes so prominent that in order to prove who is the biggest man out of all of them, they play a game of chicken with Big Mom's attack towards them. So Prometheus uses another fire attack towards the three of them. And there's a panel where all three of them, side by side, do this as the fire comes towards them. And because all three of them are trying to outman the other one and show that they're the bigger man, they're more brave, all three of them didn't dodge, and then they took damage unnecessarily when they could have dodged the attack. And Zoro gets really angry at all of them and goes, "What are you accomplishing from this? Like, you need to this isn't a playground. We're against two of the four emperors of the sea. Like, we need to get serious. We can't be playing games like that." Anyway, so Zoro goes, and while the three captains are recovering from Big Mom's attack, Zoro and Killer go and attack Kaido. And as they're attacking Kaido, Zoro goes to Killer and goes, what's the name? Let me check the panels. He calls Killer Hitokiri Kamazo, and then makes fun of his laugh, which I don't think we didn't see his reaction, but I don't think Kid was very fond of, because he's very protective of Killer and his laugh. So there was a big contest of ego and who's stronger and who's more brave between the three captains. I think the only two Supernovas out of the 11 that went to Sabaody that were underlings or crewmates or second in commands of their crews were Zoro and Killer. So Zoro and Killer now are having a flex off as well, where Killer goes, if I had my proper weaponry, I would have floored you then, Zoro. And Zoro goes, yeah, whatever, bro. Who do you think you are? You're nothing to me, mate. I'll destroy you. And after they're back and forth, they team up for an attack. Zoro, Purgatory Onigiri, and Killer, Beheading Claws. Both of them slash Kaido. And Kaido feels the impact. You can see there's a panel where he's like this, where he's obviously felt the impact. But because neither Zoro or Killer can use Rewo like Luffy can, their cuts actually don't pierce the skin of Kaido, so they haven't actually damaged him. But yeah, that happened. And what did I want to say? I wanted to say that is Onigiri Zoro's signature attack, or is that 108-pound Phoenix? Let me know in the comments below, because I'm not sure. I think Onigiri and then subsequently Purgatory Onigiri, which is a variation of that, is Zoro's signature attack, but I might be wrong. And as Kaido is staggered from the attack from Killer and Zoro, the three captains start gearing up. Luffy gearing up into gear 4th. Kid using his Punk Rodden, using his Magnet Devil Fruit, which I don't think we've actually got the name for yet. Using his Magnet Devil Fruit basically just becomes a Megazord or a Transformer, Decepticon, something. I don't actually know where he's gotten all of this like metal and just debris from to like create his big robot suit body to just throw at Kaido and Big Mom. But it's intimidating. There's a really nice panel of Luffy in Gear 4, Kid geared up with all of his metal stuff, and then Law expanding his room where they're preparing to attack. And then there's another really, and then there's a following sequence of some beautiful panels where they all do their attacks. Luffy King Kong guns and staggers Kaido back, and as Kaido is staggering back, Killer uses Punk Vice and like squishes him in between his two hands, like poof. And then Law it was very weird because when he powered up with his room, he said, I'm going to cut you from the inside. And as I'm reading this, I'm thinking back to Dressrosa when to damage Doflamingo from the inside, he used Gamma Knife, I think the technique was called, the attack. But he uses another move called Tact, which from the looks of things, he's brought a bunch of giant rocks, boulders, whatever you want to call them, down on Kaido to crush him. So I guess, we know that Law is the more intellectual, strategic one of the bunch, that maybe he saw the opportunity to crush him was a better tactical decision from him than to try and get up close and personal and Gamma Knife him or something. But even then, the three massive attacks from the three of them didn't do much to Kaido. He shaked them off pretty easily. And Kaido transforms into his dragon form, goes up into the sky flying beside Big Mom, and goes, alright, you've shown promise. You're strong guys. I'll humor you. It's a shame because you've reached the point where I can't ignore you now, because we all know that Kaido sees himself as, because he's so strong, he doesn't see a lot of other strong pirates like the Supernovas as a threat to him. So what he does is he beats them and then tries to force them into submission, break their rules, and make them a part of his army that he's amassing. But he's given up on that now. He goes, nah, alright, you've proven your worth, you've proven that you're strong, I need to get rid of you now. And once I have gotten rid of you, I'm gonna make all of your crews mine, and I'm gonna take all your treasure, all your poneglyphs. Whoever wins this fight gets that much closer to the king of the pirates. And that's where the chapter ends. So it looks like probably for the next chapter or the next couple chapters, we're gonna have a lot of intense fighting between the Supernovas and the Emperors. And then that climactic fight is going to come to a point where I don't know if they're going to land a big blow on Kaido, and Kaido is going to have like those white eye moments, and then it's going to go into a flashback sequence where, as I was predicting chapter 1000 to be, it was going to be a flashback to God Valley, where we find out the circumstances by which Kaido got his devil fruit, and also see the heavy hitters of the One Piece universe with rocks and all of the 2B Yonko on either sides of the battlefield battling against each other. So I think 2021 is gearing up to be a very balls to the wall year of the One Piece manga, and I'm looking forward to it. I would rate this chapter probably a 10 out of 10. I think it was fantastic. I think there was nothing to fault it for. There was a few comedy moments, as we saw with Zoro using Kinemon's attack, and you're like, oh, okay. And then also with the interactions between the three captains and the two second in commands, where they're trying to like, oh, I'm stronger than you, you're nothing compared to me. I think my favorite moment humor wise was when they were trying to prove who's the bigger man by seeing who could wait out the longest before trying to dodge Big Mom's attack, and then just all three of them not dodging whatsoever. I'm only up to date with One Piece and Black Clover at the moment when it comes to Weekly Shonen Jump. So those are the two series that I'm reading week to week. I want to catch up to Jujutsu Kaisen after the anime finishes airing. I'll probably binge read it and get up to date, because apparently the newest arc is fantastic. What else? I've heard that Mashal is very good. I want to catch up to Dr. Stone. I'm about 60 or 70 chapters behind. I didn't like reading it week to week, so I let it build up. But if you guys are interested, I can catch up to these series, and then as I read them week to week, we can do like a weekly shonen roundup every week. My reactions to the new chapters of One Piece, Black Clover, Mashal, Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Linked in the description will be my anime list and my manga list. So check those and see what I haven't watched or haven't read, and if you want me to read or watch them and then express my thoughts and opinions on it, tell me in the comments below. If there's something there that isn't on my list but you still want to see my thoughts on, feel free to comment it down below and I'll check it out as well. That's it from me. Have a good day, everyone. See ya.